Hey guys, my name is Divya. I am a doctor and I have been in a management role with a healthcare company for a while. I've been taking a series of management exams for the last decade and I've been wanting to do videos to help everybody out in the community. One of my certifications is the PGMP from PMI. The PGMP includes the entire course from PMP and the PGMP, so I've been meaning to do videos to help everybody in the PMP community to get PMP certified. I really hope these videos are helping you. If they are, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. It would help me be motivated and make more and more videos. Okay guys, so my last video was all about 5 tips to get PMP certified, and I received lots of comments, questions, and a lot of encouragement from the community, so I'm really grateful to all of you. So I guess you could call this a part 2 to the first video. It's really 10 tips to get PMP certified, things that helped me when I was getting my certification from PMI, and I hope that they help you too. Okay guys, without any further ado, let's just get started. Tip number 1, get started. Literally, that's the number 1 tip. A lot of times when we're in a particular sector, we think of getting PMP certified or taking the exam, and we just keep thinking about it. We're mulling over it, we're pondering over it, but we're not actually taking any action. I know we all have this inertia to be where we are. We think we're in equilibrium, but guys, get started. Because if you do, you know that you're going to go till the end and achieve it. So it's totally worth it to get started, get going, and you know that you're going to keep going. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is my most favorite tip because it's going to make you focus like anything else. Unlike anything else, it's really going to make you focus on the exam and focus on studying. It's going to give you the ability to make a schedule such that you take the exam and crack the exam. So what is that tip? Tip number 2, schedule your exam date. Guys, this is really easy. You can just go onto the PMI website and schedule the exam. It's going to make you see the light at the end of the tunnel and the end point. That's really important to keep ourselves focused when we're studying, and believe me, it's going to make you pave the path for yourself. Schedule your exam. It's going to give you a path. It's going to give you a schedule. It's going to make you focused. Tip number 3, procure all the materials for studying. I think this is an easy one, right? You need the books and notes that you need to study and crack the exam. I have recommended Rita Malkahi's book in my previous video. That's not a hard and fast. If you think that you prefer PMBOK or something else that's out there that I don't even know about, that's fine. Just procure the materials, ensure you have it with you, and ensure that you're reading a little bit every day or almost every day. Let's make it a 5 days a week studying so that we can get something done every day and then take the weekends off if possible. If weekends are your preferred time to study, that's okay. Just ensure you have the materials to study and then keep going. Tip number 4, join a WhatsApp group or join any study group where people are studying for the PMP. So this is age-old advice where parents said, include your friends and be friends with people who are studying and have certain similar goals. It really helps, guys. It really helps to have like-minded people on a WhatsApp group when people are sharing resources, questions, and more important than the questions or the answers is the discussion. It's the discussion or the approach of how to get to the right answer rather than the answer itself. So please ensure that you join a WhatsApp group. There are many available online on LinkedIn, and if you want, you can just reach out to me and I can direct you to certain WhatsApp groups that I know for PMP. Tip number 5, apply for the exam. So if you haven't scheduled your exam yet, I don't know if your application is over. The PMI website offers the PMP application whereby which you get approved to take the exam, and you may or may not have an audit. Don't get scared if you're caught in an audit. It's totally fine. So I have been through the PMP application, and believe me, it's not as daunting as some of the other applications. Yes, they want you to include lots of dates where you've done project management and a little bit of a blurb about your own project, but it's not like one of those PFMP or PGMP applications where they make you write huge essays. Huge. Believe me, they're enormous, they're gigantic, and they're really daunting. So if you're a PMP aspirant, please apply for the exam and please ensure that you get your approval from PMI. Because if you don't apply, then how are you going to schedule your exam? That's really important, right? Okay guys, so we're done with 5 tips here. Let's move on to tip number 6. Use one main resource for studying. So I used the PMBOK for studying, but as I said, I really recommend Rita Mulcahy. I really thought that the PMBOK would be somehow magical because it's from PMI. Regardless of the resource you use, there should be one main resource. That's the one that you study, where you repeat and you review, because this is the resource that you would know inside out. You may reach out to another book, another website, or your WhatsApp groups for explanations, because those are your secondary, tertiary resources, but there really needs to be one main resource. Figure out what that is, ensure that you do that resource, read that resource from start to finish, cover to cover, because that's going to be your gospel, your Bible. Tip number 7, use other websites that are really reputed for the PMP exam. So yes, I used my one main resource, which was the PMP manual, which is the PMBOK, but I also use the PMP study circle a lot. I will leave the description, the link in the description box below so that you have it, but I think it's one of those very popular websites and it helped me out a lot. So certain things that are easy once you get it but seem daunting in the beginning can be things like critical path or earned value. And I did use PM Study Circle to elaborate and read up on those. So that was my secondary resource. It really was, and it really helped. Tip number 8, practice, practice, and practice. You're going to need a lot of practice questions to actually crack this exam. So a lot of people, like me, think that they're going to leave the practice questions till the very end. Hey, I need to master the material before I start cracking questions. Hey, I need to read the PMBOK 3 times or 5 times before I actually start even attempting questions. You know guys, I've been wrong about this. No, start attempting questions as soon as you're done with one read or as soon as you're done with one topic. Questions are the way to test yourself and reinforce your knowledge, so please ensure that you're doing as many questions as possible. And sometimes doing questions even before you've read the topic is not such a bad idea. I know that it's an exceptional thing, but please incorporate questions one way or another. Tip number 9, know those topics and those questions which appear frequently on the exam. So we all know what those topics are. Earned value, critical path, work breakdown structure, items that appear on a risk register. These are frequently asked questions on the PMP. So please ensure that you do these topics really well, because if you do, then you're ensured that you're going to answer those questions correctly. Tip number 10. Please take practice exams and please ensure that you're timing your exams. The PMP is a 4-hour exam. Please ensure that that's the time you give yourself when you're trying to take practice exams so that you get used to the exam environment. So here were my 10 tips, guys. I wanted to share it with all of you. I really hope these videos are helping you. Thank you so much for watching.